In today's episode, we will focus on the Philadelphia Eagles. These are very exciting times, especially since everyone has a basic understanding of football. We are opening the floor for our viewers to ask questions, share their opinions, and provide analysis. We want you to be part of this conversation. Our goal is to offer informative, insightful, and fun content that also promotes reflection, and your participation is essential. Therefore, don't hesitate to subscribe. Returning to the topic, there's a question about whether Grant Calcaterra could step into the role of Dallas Goedert, or if it would be more prudent to consider selecting a tight end in the draft. Recently, Dallas rejoined the Eagles with a restructured contract, reducing his cost. This decision is undoubtedly a great one, as Dallas Goedert brings a lot to the team. He is one of the most complete tight ends in football. The Eagles chose not to select a tight end in the draft, and although they signed some players, none of them match the caliber of Dallas Goedert, who stands out as a receiver, is skilled at gaining yards after the catch, has solid hands, and remarkable reach. He is versatile in the routes he can run, and with the injuries that have occurred among the wide receivers, his importance has grown even more. Therefore, the Eagles' tight end group is one of the strongest in the NFL, featuring Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, and other players who bring unique skills. Goedert is the primary target, specializing in yards after the catch and effective blocking. Grant Calcaterra is a tall, talented athlete and a good receiver. Harrison Bryant is a valuable asset in red zone situations, while Kylan Granson stands out in the role of blocker. When asked about the possibility of Grant Calcaterra replacing Dallas Goedert, I don't think he is ready for that responsibility. This question may gain more relevance in the next offseason. Calcaterra can serve as a good backup, and if the Eagles decide to move forward without Goedert, or if he faces more injury problems, the team could consider selecting a tight end in the draft. One viewer also brought up the name Justin Simmons. The general idea is that he will be an excellent mentor, as he is already familiar with the defense the Eagles run. Justin Simmons has been selected to the second team All-Pro 4 times, which strengthens his relevance in the current scenario. Should the Eagles sign Justin Simmons? The answer is no. However, would it be a smart idea? Certainly, he could serve as an excellent mentor and brings valuable experience from the defense led by Fangio. A key aspect to consider. Justin Simmons is an athlete who has earned All-Pro honors twice, having a long career in the league where he has faced various situations. He was selected in the third round of the 2016 draft from Boston College and has been named All-Pro under Vic Fangio's supervision on 2 occasions. Up until 2023, he remained an All-Pro athlete. Throughout his career, he has accumulated more than 30 interceptions and demonstrated impressive durability, playing more than 13 games in 8 of his 9 seasons. Furthermore, he is a player skilled at attacking the ball. If the plan is not to make him a starter, that's understandable. If the decision is to stick with Reed Blankenship, Andrew Makuba, or Sidney Brown, that is acceptable. However, the need for depth is clear. He offers that depth, can play as a starter, and is already familiar with the system. His relationship with Vic Fangio and Christian Barker is positive, and he is a strong presence in the locker room. The most important thing is that it doesn't seem like it would come with a high cost. Therefore, it is worth arguing that the Eagles should consider signing Justin Simmons. Do they need him? No, but this strategy could bring significant benefits to the Philadelphia team. Regarding the George Pickens trade, what impact will this have on the NFC East? This is an interesting question. Waking up on Wednesday to see that the Cowboys were negotiating for George Pickens, while the Steelers received only a 2026 third-round pick and a later-round pick, my first impression was that the NFC East is going to be extremely competitive in 2025. Looking at the offseason moves of all the NFC East teams, it's clear that many of them have made significant decisions. They've been quite aggressive, investing heavily trying to catch up to the Eagles. The Commanders reached the NFC Final in 2024 but were defeated by the Eagles, who scored 55 points against them. The expectation was that they wouldn't get that far, but they made several signings I consider positive during free agency and the draft. As for the Giants, they selected Abdul Carter in the third round. They also brought in Jackson Dart with the intention of developing him as a young quarterback. Additionally, they acquired Darius Alexander, Marcus B.A., and Cam Scatterboo, and I believe they did a good job in the draft. As for the Dallas Cowboys, they made the trade for George Pickens, who, despite potential issues, has a lot to offer. His emotional state can be unpredictable, which brings uncertainties about how things will unfold in Dallas. They gave up a third-round pick, but when he's at his best, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, he has an impressive wingspan and the ability to make standout receptions. He is one of the most promising young wide receivers in the National Football League. His speed relative to his height is remarkable, giving Dallas an explosive combination alongside CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens is in the final year of his contract, which should be considered as this could motivate him to perform at his best for the Cowboys. On the other hand, it may also push him to seek a new deal. I believe Dak Prescott needs a reliable target. He can't lead the team alone. This move definitely raises the competition in the NFC East, bringing significant benefits to Dallas. The division promises to be exciting, especially since there hasn't been a repeat champion since 2004. The Eagles will face considerable challenges in their divisional matchups against strengthened opponents. Additionally, they have one of the toughest schedules in the league, which highlights the challenges Mike Tom will face as a coach. Interestingly, he seemed eager to let George Pickens go. Your questions will be answered soon, as many more are coming. However, don't forget to check the link below to prepare for the 2025 season. Show your support for the Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's always a good time to wear an Eagles shirt, whether during the season or off-season. There are options available in black, midnight green, white, and Kelly green, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL for men, women, and children. All shirts are authentic replicas. By using this link, you show your support, as it indicates that the Philadelphia Eagles are being represented. Now, let's return to the questions we've received. If you considered a position group that could be targeted in a trade before the season starts, what would it be? A cornerback might be a possibility, as his name has appeared in trade discussions. While the team made a pick in the draft, there might be interest in acquiring another external cornerback if a trade occurs. Some fans mentioned another player, but the team still has considerable depth in the pass rusher, defensive end, and defensive line positions. However, if there are concerns about the health of certain players, this could cause complications. The need to reinforce this position is evident. The depth on the offensive line seems strong, but a wide receiver trade may be needed if a player doesn't evolve as expected. The running back position was also overlooked in the draft. Additionally, concerns about a linebacker's health could justify attention in this area, especially if a player is not signed. One viewer who has been following the show for some time asked why the team chose another quarterback. It's important to highlight that in football, some positions are never fully covered, and the quarterback position is certainly one of them. It is recognized as the most important in all sports, and having multiple competent quarterbacks is crucial. However, having two healthy quarterbacks doesn't always ensure a strong number one. In football, certain positions require constant attention, and the quarterback position is a prime example. It's seen as the most important role in all sports. The demand for talented quarterbacks is always high. When a team has two capable quarterbacks, it's often concluded that they might not have a strong starter. However, this is not the reality for the team. They have their top pick, the MVP and Super Bowl champion. The backup is competent, but who will take the quarterback 3 spot? This is where a new player shines. Drafted in the 6th round, he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college football last season, leading the country in passing yards and accumulating a significant number of touchdowns. He has good physical size, effective processing, skills, a high football IQ, an impressive pocket presence, and mobility. His journey is quite interesting. He comes from a specific region and studied at a prep school, and the team identified him as a potential talent at the position. Adding a developing player who does not threaten the established quarterbacks raises the question of his potential. After some development, could he become a legitimate player at an affordable cost? He will compete against another player who is notably more agile. While the new player may not be known for his running abilities, his competitor exemplifies that dual threat style. A lot of expectations were generated around him as a prospect during his time at his previous team, and many fans wished the team would draft him as a backup. A few seasons ago, he struggled, especially for quarterbacks, as it's challenging to succeed without stability, structure, or a solid foundation. Now he has that support. I'm excited to watch his growth within the organization. Drafted in the 5th round, he now joins the team, possibly competing for the quarterback 3 spot or a spot on the practice squad. Investing in strategic positions, especially quarterback, is always crucial. It's believed that the team will keep a significant number of players on the offensive line. However, the choices made by the players indicate that the team values its draft picks. I'm convinced that the team will keep slightly more than 11 players on the offensive line. In my roster prediction, I chose 10, but here are the players mentioned as management really values their draft picks: Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, Lane Johnson, Drew Kendall, Trevor Keegan, Biles Hinton, Harlan Pierce, Cam Williams, and Kenyon Green are all on the initial 53-man roster, except for Harlan Pierce. Analyzing the depth of the offensive line, even with the absence of a key player, I still consider this line to be one of the best, if not the best, in American football. During the draft, I recognize the need to add more athletes to this position as the team prioritizes this area, believing in its extreme importance. I fully agree. The outcome of a game is decided in the trenches. A competent offensive line allows for winning in various ways. It's possible to run plays, be more daring with passes, win under different weather conditions, play on synthetic turf, win in snow or rain, regardless of the situation. A solid offensive line provides this versatility. With many injuries, it's possible to adjust the playing style, knowing that you can block for runs and protect the pass. Thus, the competition for reserve spots on the offensive line will be quite intriguing during training camp and the preseason. I'm excited to see which players will stand out this season, both on offense and defense. The prospect of indispensable players is captivating. I'm curious to see how the team will utilize an athlete who can play both on the edge and as a linebacker. The rivalry between two players to see who shines more is something I look forward to. A player who performed well in the pre-draft process could establish himself as a starter. I wonder who will take the right guard position. Will it be a specific player or one of the rookies if they play in the middle? The other athletes also intrigue me. The competition between two running backs will be fierce, as well as the battle for the quarterback spot. These positional battles really catch my attention. I'm also curious to see how much a certain player can contribute this year. The question of who will be the second backup cornerback is relevant, as well as who will return in that role. These are the ones that come to mind, and I'm eager to follow along. Regarding the league schedule, we already know who the opponents will be. Now, we just have to figure out when the team will face each of them. A viewer's contribution will be incorporated into our question section as we value these interactions. I appreciate the contribution and the patience in submitting items. We always ensure these items are properly delivered. Thanks to everyone who supports the program and participates. There may be limitations in specific comments, and we may not be able to respond to everyone. However, I'm grateful and value the audience of all who are following. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Wide receiver Teneroa McMillan has officially signed a 4-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, marking the beginning of what fans hope will be a standout NFL career. After an impressive collegiate run at the University of Arizona, McMillan was selected in the 2025 NFL Draft and quickly caught the attention of the Eagles front office, who moved swiftly to secure him with a long-term contract. The deal, finalized earlier this week, reflects the team's confidence in McMillan's potential to become a key contributor in the offense. Known for his size, route running precision, and reliable hands, McMillan adds depth to an already dynamic receiving core in Philadelphia. Standing at 6'5", he offers a physical presence that could pose serious matchup problems for opposing defenses, particularly in red zone situations. During his final season with the Wildcats, McMillan racked up over 1,200 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, showcasing his ability to stretch the field and consistently make contested catches. His combination of athleticism and football IQ has drawn comparisons to some of the NFL's elite pass catchers, and the Eagles believe his skill set translates well to the pro game. Head coach Nick Sirianni expressed excitement about the addition, stating, "Teddy Rowe is a high-character guy with all the tools to succeed at his level. We're thrilled to add him to the locker room and can't wait to see what he brings to the field." The signing also signals the Eagles' commitment to surrounding quarterback Jalen Hurts with young, talented playmakers. With McMillan now in the fold, Philadelphia continues to build an offensive unit designed to compete at the highest level, blending veteran leadership with promising new talent. As off-season training ramps up, all eyes will be on McMillan to see how he adjusts to the speed and complexity of the NFL. But if his college production is any indication, the Eagles may have just landed one of the draft's most underrated stars. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.